With the sour taste of a Game 5 gentleman's sweep at the hands of the 84-win Minnesota Twins in their mouths, the Oakland Athletics have a big offseason ahead. The Twins were defeated by the Atlanta Braves in 5 games in the World Series, and the A's can't help but think it should have been them in that spot. But that's sports, and that's why we love them. World Series MVP goes to Franmil Reyes, who hit .333 with 2 homers, 6 ribbies. Matt Olson takes the NL postseason MVP, and for a slap in the face, former Oakland A Nick Madrigal takes it for the American League. League MVP in the NL for the 3rd time in a row is Brian Reynolds, who hit 57 bombs. AL MVP is Josh Young. In the AL, Yuri Perez wins the Cy Young over Dino Valenzuela, and Spencer Strider takes it for the National League. Brendan Donovan takes NL batting title at a .360 average, while the AL goes to our very own Jason Givens at .336. Reliever of the year in the AL is Enyel De Los Santos, whom we traded away, while the NL is Steven Wilson. NL Rookie of the Year goes to Dylan Lesko, while in the AL, it's Dino Valenzuela, who takes it for the A's 2nd straight winner of the award. AL Gold Gloves go to Aaron Nola, Adley Rutschman, Ryan Mountcastle, Tyler Black, Luis Guillorme, Stephen Kwan, Pedro Leon, and our very own Jason Givens, winning his 2nd in 3 years. AL Silver Sluggers to Mike Trout at DH now. Tyler Stevenson, Pete Alonso, Brendan Rodgers, Josh Young, Bobby Witt Jr. for us, Kyle Lewis, Juan Soto, and Kyle Tucker. NL Gold Glovers are Sam Benschotter, Joey Bart, Alex Kirilloff, Ha-Sung Kim, Ke'Bryan Hayes, Ezekiel Tovar, Ian Happ, James Wood, and Connor Scott, while the NL Silver Sluggers are Brian Reynolds, of course, Kevin Parada, Alex Kirilloff, Ozzy Albies, who's won all 6 years, Austin Riley, Xander Bogaerts, Corbin Carroll, Michael Harris II, and Chas McCormick. Contracts with our pitching coach and farm director are expired, and in looking at retirements, there's some good players, like DJ LeMahieu, who had over 2,000 hits, Aroldis Chapman, who had 316 saves, Craig Kimbrell, who had 397 saves, and Jacob deGrom, who struck out 2,500 hitters. Ultimately, none of those guys were deemed Hall of Fame worthy, though. First order of business this offseason is getting some new coaching. Percy Butler looks to be good for pitching coach, so we offer him a large contract. Jim Pollard looks excellent for farm director. Good news for now is that we have no free agents to worry about. Butler decides he's going to be the Reds pitching coach instead, and Pollard's going to be the Orioles manager, which is understandable. We go for Kelly Esparza as pitching coach instead, and we outbid the Angels and Rockies. After that, we offer Akira McGill the farm director job. McGill signs on, and so does Esparza. Coaches are complete. Bobby Witt declines his option, as I knew he would, so he's now a free agent. Here's a look at our current budget sheet. Stevens' extension kicks in this season, and we'll likely look to trade Michael King to cut costs. We tender the qualifying offer to Bobby Witt to get draft pick compensation if he decides to sign elsewhere. The free agent list is quite extensive. Bobby Witt, Corbin Carroll, Ellie De La Cruz, Miguel Vargas, Gunnar Henderson, MJ Melendez, Grayson Rodriguez, Edward Cabrera. Wow. We get through our renewable contract offers, offering some big deals to try to rope some guys into sticking around. They likely won't take those offers, and we'll just bring them back at 80% of last year's salary on a pay cut. Arbitration guys, this could be tough. Roy McBride was one player I actually offered a deal to, though, to get him through arbitration and buy some free agency years for us as well. 5 years, $47.5 million is fair for a guy of his caliber, considering we're paying Michael King around that right now. He'd just take that spot in our budget. Soderstrom wanted big money as a solid but not star catcher, so I just offered him the arbitration. Then there was Jason Givens, who's such an awesome and important part of this team, but that price tag is wild. We just offered the arbitration, as I did for all of our starting pitchers as well, since after the postseason we just had, I don't trust them. Only McBride got a serious offer. The Blue Jays wanted Bobby Witt, and I didn't want to let them get him too cheap, so we also threw our hat in the mix there. $210 million over 8 years, we'll see how that goes. Not well, he's a Washington National for 10 years, $277 million. Good for him, I guess, if you want to go to Washington. With a full roster, as we usually have in the offseason, we moved 3 of our new draft picks to the Angels for starting pitcher and Twitch viewer Manny Jones. Wanting to rid ourselves of guys taking up spots on the 40-man roster and to maybe give them a chance to start somewhere else, we traded Shirt and Apostle and channel member JC Swishman to the Tigers for a couple of nice prospects. We did the same when we dealt Twitch viewer Revamp Pimp Nasty and subscriber Frank Rivas to the White Sox for 3 prospects. New draft pick Ira Aguia and 2 other prospects in danger of Rule 5 draft selection get dealt to the Astros for channel member Kenny Rogers Jr. and Esteban Quinones. Quinones was a 40-man guy, so we flipped him, along with Alan Flores and Jody Reed for 2 solid Reds prospects. 3 more solid prospects get dealt to the Brewers, and we get back 2 18-year-olds in return, including Doug Bushang, who I coveted. After those moves, I tried to get in on the Grayson Rodriguez sweepstakes, but the Mets outswooped us and got him for 5 years, $70 million. The draft lottery came up, and the Orioles moved up 3 spots to get the number 1 overall pick. Guardians moved up 6 spots to number 2, and the Pirates get screwed the most, falling from 2 to 5. The Rule 5 draft came and went, and so did 3 of our players. Subscriber Harrison Jones was selected by the Pirates. Our draft selection, at one point Manuel Malanca, was selected by the Tigers, and another draft pick of ours, Brooks Zone, is heading to Miami with the Marlins. Notable free agent signings include Cal Quantrill and Josh Hader going to the rival Rangers. NL Cy Young winner Spencer Strider is going to become an Astro. They do lose Jose Urquidy to the Guardians. The Dodgers sign our old friend Brett Beatty, thank God he's not in the Yankees anymore, and they get Masataka Yoshida, while Kodai Senga and Corey Lee sign with those damn Twins. Oh, and the Yankees continue their collection of Orioles, pairing Gunnar Henderson with Adley Rutschman once again. Arbitration time. Givens is going to make $3.9 million, Hoagland just over $1 million, Perez $3.2, Gaynor for $4 million, Williams $2.4 million, Langoliers at $1.7, Soderstrom at $2.7, Blank will make $1.8, McBride will make $3.6, and Schultz $1.9. We couldn't get McBride to take that long-term deal, but it does leave us with $65.29 million in the budget for now. I thought about making a deal with the Yankees for channel member Chris Horn, who's actually been really awesome in the majors, but I didn't want to give up Manuel Tavares or Kevin Hairston, so no deal. However, Luis Patino was shipped to the Pirates for 2 prospects, including Twitch viewer Diamond Kush. Michael King cut some cost as well, as we brought in 2 more prospects, including Twitch viewer Radio Snake. I then took Rolando Burt and another low B prospect to bring in Buford Hawley, as we needed 1 more reliever in our organization. After that, I wanted a true utility infielder for the Major League club, and Reynel Delgado was the target. He's under team control for a while, plays solid defense, and he's got some contact. So we dealt channel member Take It to the Limit there, where he might actually make the Major League roster. Those trades opened up the budget quite a bit, which is good considering the amount of guys who could need contracts this year. In spring training, the team went 16-11, which is pretty typical of us. I split the squads up to see how guys played, and Nivar, Miller, Givens, and Tavares all killed it. Delgado, Stevens, Soderstrom, and Castaneda were all a little bit disappointing, but pitching was the huge issue in spring. Dino was crap, Buttersworth was not good, Hoagland was bad, Dwyer and Pimpersheen were fine, Crochet was garbage, Perez not good, Feliciano bad, Cody James terrible, Lucero was trash, Delgado was bad, Gaynor was excellent, as was Clank, and Barely Legal was the best starter, and JD stunk. Shea Langoliers, Joshua Baez, and Ricky Cousins were then dealt due to having no more minor league options, and I wanted to send them down, so they're going to the Yankees for Nicky Seibel, who was their number 1 overall pick at one point, William Houston, and Ken Griffey III, who's a Twitch viewer prospect. This year's rotation is going to look as follows: Yuri Perez, Dino Valenzuela, Barely Legal making his MLB debut, Noah Schultz, and Gavin Williams. McBride and Hoagland in long relief as usual, Stahl, Klink, Lucero, and Pimpersheen making his debut in mid-relief. Gaynor will set it up for Garrett Crochet to close. We gave Gaynor another chance last year, he blew a lot of saves, so we're going to try something different. The lineup against righties will be Reed Hoffman, Jason Givens, Vladdy Jr., Julio Nivar, Kenny Stevens, Frankie Miller, Manuel Tavares, Tyler Soderstrom, and Marcelo Mayer starting at shortstop finally. Against lefties, Carlos Castaneda and Daniel Susac will take their turn in the order. We open up year number 7 against the Chicago White Sox. Yuri Perez versus Tyler Mahle. Give me your season predictions in the comments section. Also, big announcement here, the correct order of our last draft was as follows. By overall, Pease, Taylor, Mendoza, Ramirez, Aguia, Rincon, Kroger, Burdick, and McCall. And by potential, it's Rincon, Burdick, McCall, Pease. Any combo of Aguia, Kroger, and Ramirez next, and Mendoza, Taylor last in any order. I had 4 of you answer to this point. Raider Bear Comics and Justin Arth got 7 of the possible 18 correct. Javier Novoa got 9 points, and the winner is Lefzy with 14 points. Congratulations, Lefzy. Claim your prize in the comments section. Choose which team, not the A's, you'd like to be on, and you will get an A potential prospect in the upcoming draft to that team. Also, give me a name as well. As for everyone else, make sure you put a prospect name in the comments as well to have a chance to be selected in the draft. I have posted an updated spreadsheet in my Discord as to where every player is to this point and what their overalls and potentials are. Join the Discord for access. The link is in the description. Thank you all for your support. Thank you, channel members. In case no one has told any of you, I love you, FG fam.